안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Thursday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-animation, K-sports, K-everything. And Thursday means our co-host Bella Kim is back in the studio. Hello, Bella.
Hi, So-ah, and hello to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, back again to co-host and fill you guys in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
Bella, I remember exactly a week ago, we started off the show with news on K-pop Demon Hunters and also your wonderful performance of Golden.
Thank you for remembering us a wonderful performance. The song is still stuck in my head.
And something tells me that it's going to stay for a while.
Right,
because I'm not going to ask you to sing again. I'm just going to ask you to deliver us the K-Enter news.
Yes.
And surprise, surprise, the first story is about K-pop Demon Hunters. We definitely need to talk about this one because the series, or the movie, of course, has reached a huge milestone.
That is correct. K-pop Demon Hunters has become the most watched original animated film of all time on Netflix. According to Netflix official SNS on Wednesday, K-pop Demon Hunters ranked #1 in views out of all the original animated film in Netflix history. Since its release on June 20th, the cumulative viewing time of the film has been counted as 220.8 million hours, which calculates to 132.4 million views. And now for those who still haven't watched the film, K-pop Demon Hunters is a story about K-pop idol group Huntrix who fight against demons to protect the world. The soundtrack from the film is also getting plenty of love as the songs are stuck in our heads and we're all singing along. As all the 8 tracks also on the original soundtrack have charted on Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks, including Golden, the song I sang last week, at #2.
Wow, there it is again, Golden. Maybe we do need an encore from you, Bella. But really incredible achievements that we're seeing here. And next we will move from virtual idol groups to a real idol group, IVE, and they performed on a stage that was pretty new to them, right?
That's correct. IVE members kicked the first balls at the event match between Team K-League and Premier League powerhouse Newcastle United. On Wednesday, the first match of 2025 Kupang Play Series was held at Suwon World Cup Stadium. The Kupang Play Series invites renowned soccer teams to Korea, with Newcastle this time playing friendly match against Team K-League. All 6 members of IVE kicked the first balls to start the match, then they performed their hit songs during the halftime show. Both soccer fans and, of course, IVE fans definitely enjoyed the performance. Meanwhile, IVE have confirmed the release of their new album at the end of August, so I'll keep you guys updated on that when the details come out.
And for sports fans, we're also going to talk about the actual game with Jason in a bit. But now let's move on to the last K-Enter story today. It's a warm donation story.
Singer Boa has made a heartwarming donation of 100 million won, roughly $72,000 to orthopedic department at Samsung Seoul Hospital. Boa delivered the donation on Wednesday, aiming to support orthopedic patients who are struggling financially and unable to afford non-covered medical treatment. Recently, Boa has firsthand experienced the pain and recovery process of acute osteonecrosis as she was diagnosed and treated for it. She expressed her hope that the donation would provide both comfort and tangible assistance to others facing similar challenges. Boa has consistently made donations for those in need. She donated 100 million won to support the independence of young adults aging out of foster care, and she also donated 50 million won on Children's Day to Seoul Asan Hospital for treatment of pediatric cancer patients as well. Meanwhile, Boa is set to release her 11th album, Crazier, on August 4th to mark the 25th anniversary of her debut.
Such a heartwarming gesture, and we sincerely hope for her recovery and also waiting for her comeback. Well, thank you very much, Bella, and stick around.
Will do.
And let's now go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for other culture-related news. Ari, over to you.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The presidential office, 청와대, will temporarily close to the public from tomorrow as preparations begin for the Korean president's return to the compound. Public access will be suspended while security enhancements and other preparations are carried out ahead of President Lee Jae-myung's move. Public tours have been partially restricted since July 16th, with only pre-registered visitors allowed to access outdoor areas. The Blue House Foundation planned to partially reopen the top office to the public once the president officially resumes duties at the site. Cheongwade has been open for public viewing since 2022, after former President Yoon Suk-yeol relocated the presidential office to Yongsan. A newly updated Korean language audio guide will be available at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican starting next month. The Archdiocese of Seoul and the Korean Embassy to the Holy See jointly produced the guide and recently delivered it to the Vatican. The project was a collaborative effort, with veteran actor Cha Seung-won volunteering his voice for the narration. While a Korean audio guide had previously been offered, the new version has been updated to align with recent upgrades to the Basilica's exhibition and visitor information. The revised guide will officially launch on August 1st. The government's 6,001 movie ticket discount program, aimed at reviving Korea's slumping film industry, is beginning to show results. According to the Korea Box Office Information System, theater attendance rose by nearly 100,000 over the past weekend from the previous week, while weekday audiences also increased by up to 9,000, marking a 46% jump from pre-subsidy levels. The government is offering 4.5 million discount coupons on a first-come, first-served basis, available through major multiplex chains such as CGV and Megabox via their websites and mobile apps. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Recently, OTT services have been expanding not just drama series, but also their lineup of animated content. How popular is animated content and why are OTT platforms increasing investment in animation? Lee Eun-jin has the story for us.
Korean-born animation director Park Sung-ho, known for popularizing the Japanese manga-based anime series Jujutsu Kaisen, has a signature style of dynamic and thrilling action scenes. The latest series that he's bringing to audiences is one he has prepared for over 10 years.
This time, it's different from my previous works. There are car chase scenes and a variety of characters battling each other. I think it incorporates a lot of different types of action.
This latest work was released globally through Disney+.
In the past, this was a genre that TV broadcasters would reject, but now there are opportunities to challenge diverse content thanks to the growth of OTT platforms.
As such, OTT platforms are now increasing their investments in animation. Because there are many die-hard fans of these animated series, and because viewing frequency is high, it helps retain subscribers. According to Netflix, more than 50% of its estimated 300 million viewers now watch animation. This is a figure that has tripled over the past 5 years. From July 7th to 13th, the most popular Netflix title globally in both English and non-English categories was an animated series based on K-pop.
I was really happy to take part in this project, but I didn't expect it to blow up globally like this. I'm just thrilled.
Animated films based on popular original works are also drawing audiences to theaters, creating a synergy as their popularity carries over into OTT platforms. Another strength of the animation genre is its potential for broad use of intellectual property, thanks to the popularity of its characters. Lee Eun-jin, Arirang News.
입에 대보지도 않고 싫단 말아요. 생각보다 괜찮을 수 있으니까요. 오늘 많은 용기 내서 다가와봐요. 좋아졌다 하면 빠져 못해요 나와요.
있어 눈부신 햇살이 달콤하게 다가와 새파란 파도가 상큼하게 밀려와 바닷가에서 처음 만난 그때 콩닥콩닥 난 사랑에 빠졌어
용기 내가 낸 부끄러운 한마디 차갑게 돌아온 황당한 머리 이럴 수가 어머나 아야 차가워 너무나 서두시려 너무나 말이 너무 싫어 냉면 가슴이 너무 싫어 냉면 널 보면 너무나 보고 싶어도 너무나 차차 몸이 떨려 냉면 지겨도 너무 지겨 냉면 그래도 널 사랑해
어머니 잡잡아 한 숟갈만 떠봐 야 너를 위한 콩깍지를 끼고 다시 잡잡아 내 사랑을 숨겼지.
Here's a note to Arirang TV viewers. We are conducting a survey for our programs, including The Culture Wave, to meet our viewers' expectations. Please visit us at www.arirang.com or on the mobile app Arirang TV to give us your valuable feedback. You also have a chance to win some Bluetooth earbuds and K-pop merch. Korea is currently hosting some exciting soccer games with top-notch European teams. And in baseball, the NC Dinos might not move to a new stadium after all. For more in the world of K-Sports, we are joined by our sportscaster Jason Lee in the studio, who will bring us all the highlights. Hello, Jason.
Hi,
Hello,
Jason.
hi Bella.
So, Jason, almost every summer, I guess, Korea hosts some big-name European soccer teams. And yesterday, Newcastle's United played a team of K-League All-Stars in Suwon. How did it go? It was quite a surprise, I mean.
Yeah, I think certainly, I think a lot of people were surprised. I mean, would you believe that the K-League All-Stars actually went on to defeat the Premier League powerhouses 1-0? And it was just an exhibition game. So, I mean, let's remember that there are different things going on. You know, they're not going to tackle as hard. Players want to avoid injury first and foremost. And, you know, you'll probably see some players trying different things. It might be a little flashier with the moves to entertain the fans, and perhaps players probably trying to practice different things that they haven't tried in games because they're going to practice different techniques and moves. So let's not get completely carried away with the results. But still, hey, look, the K-Leaguers who played in this game, they should feel very proud of the result. For the most part, they went toe-to-toe with one of the top teams in the world, and they came out on top 1-0. Kim Jin-gyu scored the game's lone goal in the 36th minute as he broke in from the left side, showed some great poise, finishing from in close, and then he had a very fun celebration. Kim Jin-gyu was kind of playing the role of a big game fish, as if he was like a marlin or a sailfish or something, and his teammates kind of reeled him in as he was flapping around, and then they carried him like a prize trophy. It was a lot of fun to see. One other thing I did also want to mention is that Park Sung-soo did play in this game as he entered in the 82nd minute for Newcastle. Who is Park Sung-soo, you might ask? Well, he's an 18-year-old phenom that just signed with Newcastle last week. At 16 years old, he was the youngest K-Leaguer ever as he signed a semi-pro contract with the Suwon Samsung Blue Wings a couple years back. He usually plays right wing, but hasn't really been a great goal scorer, just one goal in 25 games with Suwon last season. And of course, as a former Suwon player, he actually got to play in front of his former fans in Suwon. So a great treat for him. Didn't play much, just maybe about 10 minutes or so, but he definitely flashed some skills. I think everybody wanted to see if he had improved, and I thought, yeah, he danced around pretty well.
I see. And I have to mention, I mean, you did mention a number of points that could have led to this result. That could have been maybe a surprise, and we shouldn't be too carried away by this. But I think it's maybe also not only the home effect, but also the sweltering heat that we're having these days, which maybe our Korean team might be a little bit more
accustomed to. Yeah, certainly could be the case. And certainly, I mean, how many chances, opportunities do you have to play a top team like that? So I think they were kind of up for the challenge.
Definitely. Very exciting for soccer fans. And so aside from this Newcastle playing last night, I understand there's a lot of more big names, big teams that are going to be playing in Korea, including Barcelona at Seoul World Cup Stadium tonight to take on FC Seoul. So please give us a detail on this and what other teams we can also expect aside from Barcelona as well.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. A bunch of games, a bunch of big name players coming to Korea. As mentioned, Barcelona visits Seoul tonight. They feature, of course, Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha as their poster boys now. And the local fans will have a chance to get an up-close look at them playing tonight. Also at Seoul's World Cup Stadium on Sunday night, it's going to be Tottenham Hotspurs against Newcastle United at 8 p.m. Of course, Tottenham rostering both Son Heung-min and Yang Min-hyuk, and both should be fan favorites during that contest. I think that should be a treat for everyone to go and check out. And you know what I was thinking is, I think it'd be really fun if both Yang Min-hyuk and Park Sung-soo got to play against each other, because, you know, Yang Min-hyuk is 1 year older. He's had an extra 7 months over in Europe recently to get accustomed a little bit. But I think these guys are going to be compared with each other in terms of their progress, as they're both teenagers with top English Premier League teams. And certainly one more match with Korea is going to be taking place on Monday. But I think this is going to be a big one that everyone's going to want to see in terms of the development of these two guys. The game, by the way, in Monday is going to be in Daegu. That's where Barcelona is going to face Daegu FC, also at 8 p.m. And that's going to be great to see, as you know, some of the people down south in the Gyeongsang area, they'll be able to see some of the top stars from Barcelona as well. You don't have to be just in Seoul to see some of these top talents. But as I mentioned, Park Sung-soo and Yang Min-hyuk, I'd really like to see these guys play against each other, and people can kind of get a comparison. I think Yang Min-hyuk's kind of been better with the success in terms of what he's actually putting together as finishes and stuff, points, scoring. But Park Sung-soo, he's got a lot of talent. He's a year younger. I think he's got a lot of upside, so should be interesting.
A lot of players to watch out for. And also, you named a couple of the big stars from Barcelona. Also, I think Lamine Yamal, I think he's also one that many fans are waiting for. And yeah, it's going to be fun for everyone outside Korea and inside Korea to watch these games. But now let's move over to Korean baseball. Now, earlier we did mention about the possibility of the NC Dinos moving from their home stadium in Changwon, but it looks like the local government there is stepping things up to keep the team in the southeastern city. What's happening?
That's right. So you might remember I had mentioned that Ulsan, perhaps Gime and Yangsan, possible places that they could leave to. Basically, I was just saying, well, these are other municipalities in the local area. They get to stay close to their current fan base. But last week, it was discovered that Seongnam City, just below Seoul, was trying to woo the Dinos over, or maybe helping out their sponsor. I'll get to that in a moment. But this was very interesting for a few reasons. First off, NC, the sponsor company for the team, is based in Pangyo, which is a part of Seongnam City. So it would actually make a lot of sense, because they could rally their employees as well as clients to support the team in this new destination. Now, Seongnam doesn't have a professional team, but the city was willing to upgrade one of the stadiums to make it appropriate for the KBO level. So after all of this information leaked out, Changwon scrambled to do what they could to keep the team in Changwon, and it looks like that is what's going to happen. Changwon has agreed to invest 10 billion won. It's just under $10 million US. They're going to expand an extra 2,000 seats in the current stadium. They're also going to expand their merchandise store. They're going to improve the scoreboard and even add some parking to the Masan Stadium, which hosts the Futures team. And also the city is collaborating with the provincial government as well to add some shuttle buses and other infrastructure to make it easier for fans to get to and from games as well. So I think a bit of a scare or pressure being put on the Changwon municipality from the thought of losing a team to Seongnam, which actually does make a lot of sense as well. Kind of got them in gear to keep the team.
And it looks like investment money does count in keeping
money is very important,
Very
absolutely.
important.
And I said before, in the end, I'd like to think that this is what was going to happen because that's where the fan base has been from the beginning. You hate to see any city lose a team. So if they do end up exactly staying with upgrades to the current condition, I think this is the best for everyone.
Let's hope everyone is going to be happy in the end.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure Changwon fans in Changwon will be very happy
Yeah.
with this. And speaking of NC Dinos, I do hear that they were involved in a 6-player trade with Kia Tigers this week. So please give us a detail on this as well.
Yeah, how about that? Even though, there are some negotiations going behind the scenes, there was the front office is staying focused on their job as well. And this is a classic win-win deal where one team needing hitting while the other team needing pitching. Both teams having a little bit of extra depth to part with in order to improve their teams overall. So Kia is sending outfielders Choi Won-jun and Lee Woo-sung along with infielder Hong Jong-pyo for NC pitchers Han Jae-sung and Kim Si-hoon. The Dinos also sent infielder Jung Yeon-chang to Kia as well. And I would say that Choi Won-jun is probably the biggest name that people might recognize in this deal. He's been a starting outfielder for both of Kia's last 2 Korean Series titles. Of course, they won last year as well as back in 2017. He has struggled a bit this year, hitting just .225, so maybe a change of scenery will get him back on track, while Kia also gets a lot younger in the deal by adding Han Jae-sung, who's just 23 years old. And he's more of a middle reliever so far in his career, and his numbers, I'd say they've been very average. Nothing spectacular, but unfortunately for the Kia bullpen, they haven't even been average this season. I think they've had the second worst bullpen this season, so anything that he brings will be an improvement on how Kia have been so far. So we'll see. Meanwhile, Jung Yeon-chang, he seems to be a bit of a lottery ticket, I would say, for Kia. He's just 19 years old, hasn't really had much experience, so he should be spending most of the season, I think, in the Futures League because of Kia's batting depth as it is. So I don't think he's going to get too much time the way that Kia is, and also being a top team, or certainly on the rise with the way the team is going. And I think part of the reason that they were able to afford a trade like this is there is also word that Kim Do-young, their star player and MVP from last season, he's practicing now. So hopefully he'll be able to be in game shape within a week or so. So I think other players returning from injury, Nasang Bum's back now, Choi Hyun-woo. So all the top players are ready to go. I think they realize, you know what, we can trade some bats for some pitching, which they needed more, and that's what they did.
I see. And speaking of injuries, unfortunately, we have to talk about more injuries, and this time in the Major League Baseball, both Kim Hae-sung and Kim Ha-sung have suffered injuries that will probably keep them out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think perhaps one more than the other. It's kind of unfortunate to say the least, but let's start with Kim Ha-sung over in Tampa Bay. So he's only played 10 games so far this season after starting the year on the injured list. That was because of off-season shoulder surgery. And he's had issues now with a calf as well, but he's been out because of a lower back strain as of late. Now, the last game that he played was actually back on July 21st, so they were able to put him on the injury list retroactive to that. So he'll actually be eligible to be reinstated this weekend. It doesn't mean that he will. He'll certainly have to see how healthy he is. Perhaps he might want to go on a rehab assignment down to AAA first, but we'll see how his status is. It's possible that he could return as early as this weekend, however. In the words words of Kim Hae-sung on the Dodgers, however, he's been dealing with a sore left shoulder. So this is not his throwing shoulder, it's his glove shoulder. And he's been dealing this actually for over a week now. And he's been trying to grind through it. But I think the team finally said, okay, look, enough. Let's put him on the shelf for a bit. Let him get healthy. Think more long term. I think more importantly, they want him for the playoffs and the playoff run in the end. So they decided to give him an injection in the shoulder with the hopes that it'll improve over the next week or so. And then perhaps he could return when he's first eligible, which would be August the 11th.
Well, missing a couple of games might be hurting the respective teams, but I guess recovery is the priority.
Yeah, and certainly postseason dreams are what the Dodgers want. So.
Of course. Well, thank you very much, Jason, for all those updates.
Pleasure as always.
And have a great rest of the week.
You too.
Thank you, Jason.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.
And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Cultural Wave. And please join us again tomorrow on Friday at 2 p.m. Korea time and maybe one day here in Korea.